Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with another video of a vintage pachinko machine in action. Today I'm going to be showing you a 1976 Monaco Victory. It's an Okumurayuki. It's hard to say, but that's what it is. Made in 1976. Kind of an odd machine. We'll talk about that in just a second. If this is the first time you are watching these videos, I would certainly encourage you to click on the subscribe button. And there's also a bell icon somewhere that would let you know when I do make another video. I try to make them, I do them for every machine I restore, but I also make some instructional videos and so on and so forth. So a lot of information on my channel. And if you haven't already been there, MagicPachinkoRestorations.com is now live, and I would certainly encourage you to take a look at what's available there. It does show the machines I'm working on, what's for sale, a lot of how-to videos, so on and so forth. So again, this is a 1976 Monaco Victory machine. This was one of the machines that I had in my stock. Customer gave me a call and said this is the one that they'd like to buy. So this video is basically for them, to show them the machine in action, how to set it up, so on and so forth. This particular machine, the playfield, the colors were still nice and bright. There was no water damage, and the nails were still pretty shiny. So between the two of us, we opted to not have that portion of a full restoration done. Normally I change playfields, pull the nails, tumble them, so on and so forth. With this particular machine, we opted not to do that. However, everything else on the machine did get taken apart, fully cleaned and restored. That includes all the plastic, all the metal, all the brass, and so on. So pretty machine. It's got an interesting center attraction. The crab actually hops back and forth depending on where the balls drop. This frame was all torn apart. This is beautiful red mahogany wood. 40 years of grime just make this wood look dull, but I run them through a planer, I sand them, and then polyurethane the individual boards and then rebuild the frame. So it really highlights the wood. This is what it looks like in the back. This is an interesting machine in the sense that it's modular. It was a relatively easy machine for me to restore in the sense that this upper unit just popped right off, this lower unit popped right off. Of course, I did tear the units apart so I could get it clean, get all of the smoke residue out of it, the body oil, so on and so forth. This wood was all sanded down, polyurethane. This whole cabinet was all sanded and polyurethane, and then everything gets reassembled. With all of my restorations, I include a 12-volt power supply, so you just have to plug this in to get power to the lights. There's 2 lights in this machine, similar with most pachinkos. I take that back. There's three lights. There's 3 bulbs. They're located on a little circuit board right up in here. So when you do plug this in, you don't have to plug it in to have it work, but when you do plug it in, if you notice right now, I think you can see it here, there's a light on, and if you were on this side, it's part of a trim piece that's red plastic. So the red plastic light is on. What that's saying is there are either not enough or no balls in the machine, which is the situation right now. It's controlled by this micro switch right here. So if I push down on this, that light would go off and lift off, and the light comes on. So when there's enough pachinko balls in the tray, then there's a weight shift, and then this mechanism comes down and presses on that micro switch and turns the light off. So that lets you know you've got enough balls. When there's not enough balls in here, this lifts up, the light comes on, and that's your cue to then shift balls from the exit back up to the top of the machine. So you're going to need something similar to this. This particular machine has most machines, the balls just drop straight out. This particular machine has this piece that kind of shoots them out this way, so they would just come out and drop. So you're going to need something approximately there, so as the ball just drops out of the machine. The losing balls drop out of the machine, as does the winning ball, actually. They all do. Okay, so the only thing that you really need to be aware of on this machine, and I don't think it would shift during shipping, is this right here. This is actually spring-loaded. This is your ball dump, so even it won't move, so it's really, forget I said anything about it. But this is the ball dump. This would allow the balls to drop out of the machine. The one thing that you do want to be aware of, though, is right here. There's a little red piece of plastic, and I drew a little arrow pointing it out. You want to push up on that and make sure that your seesaw is in the correct position before you start, excuse me, to play the game. Okay, so what you're going to do is take your pachinko balls. If you've got 300 or 400, you're going to want to put 95% of them in your upper hopper. Pachinko machines are designed to work with a lot of pachinko balls in them, so that's what you want. So we'll dump. What I want to do is do this slowly. So I don't know how well it showed on the video, but they empty out of here. They go down this chute. They go into what's called a turnaround and come back this way. You can see them queuing up in here, and then they go in and fill both sides of the jackpot chamber. So right now we still haven't put enough balls in to push down on that. That's why the light is still on. But now we've got plenty of balls. You can see the balls backed up in here, and again the path that they take. So the way a pachinko machine works is these balls are ready to queue and come out of the machine. A winning ball is going to come in. It's going to push down on the jackpot arm, which is this metal arm that runs right across here. It's behind the cover. It pushes down on the jackpot arm. That pushes up on this arm, which pushes down on that arm. It's an up and down kind of thing. When this goes down, it opens up the jackpot chamber. It lets the 14 balls out that ring off the bell and go out the front of the machine. And then the whole system resets. Okay. So again, you're going to want something about there to catch the balls as they exit. So let's get this turned around. Show you how it works. So now you're going to put a number of balls in the front. Again, put your little catch basket in the back, and you're going to start to play. Now, the first time that you attempt to launch a ball, nothing happens. Well, it's not that nothing happens. A ball won't launch. What happens internally is a ball goes into the launch ramp. So we're ready to play after one actuation. Now, notice that the tulips are open right now. There's 4 tulips, and they're open. So they're open like this. It's a big target. They will close and make a much smaller target, and it's much harder to win. But right now I want to show the machine winning and paying off. So we'll start to launch some balls here. So we got 3 wins. The light comes on, the yellow lights light up. Again, it's the red light that'll come on and stay on when you don't have enough balls. So now these 2 tulips are closed. These 2 are still open. It's going to be a little harder to win now. Okay. If I press all the way down and let go, it's going to go all the way across, hit the bumper. If I don't press down quite all the way and let go, I can get it to go on the left side or the right side. So although there's really no skill involved in playing Pachinko, anybody can do this. You can control by getting used to how much you want to push on that spring as to how far the balls will launch. And then briefly right now all the tulips are closed. By going in here, internally it will open this particular tulip. There's 2 holes in here. If you go into the right side where the crab is, it will open those, and you can also go in on the left side, and it would open the side tulips also. So now it's easier to win. Notice the red light is on. You can push back on this. That allows balls to transfer down here. You just scoop them out of here, go right up over the top, and drop. Now you notice that we've got enough balls in the machine. The red light is off. You can see the balls in here also. So that's your machine. And if you ever have any questions, give me a call. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.